Section 4.2. Asking Copilot to explain code. To this point, we've used Copilot to generate code for us. That's its most well-known feature, but it's not the only one. We're going to show you another of its best features right now, explaining what Python code does. The Copilot extension is always changing. The specific steps we give here may vary somewhat, and in that case, we encourage you to consult more general GitHub Copilot documentation. To try the Explain feature, you need to highlight some code that you want Copilot to describe to you. Let's try this with our best word function, listing 4.1. If you don't have this code typed in from Chapter 3, please enter it now.
Figure 4.1. The code from the best word function highlighted in the editor.
Highlight the code as in Figure 4.1. After this, we have a few options. The first is to click the chat icon in the activity bar on the left-hand side of VS Code, or press Ctrl-Alt-I. This will open the Copilot chat interface, as in Figure 4.2. There are other interfaces for chat, including a quick chat that you can open with Ctrl-Shift-I. It doesn't matter which chat interface you use. Copilot chat is able to respond to your questions not only with natural language, but also with blocks of code, buttons and links that you can click to invoke commands, and more. It also suggests questions that you may wish to ask, and of course, allows you to type whatever code-related questions you like.
Figure 4.2. Copilot chat interface in VS Code.
For now, we'll use Copilot chat to explain the code. In the text box, type the following command.
See this code?
If Copilot asks, you want the @workspace option. If this doesn't work for you, you can also try this command.
See this code?
Typing a / is how you tell Copilot chat that you're specifying a command. Copilot documentation refers to these as /commands, rather than natural language. In this case, we're asking for the /explain command to be run by Copilot for the selected text. Alternatively, you could ask Copilot to explain the code by highlighting the code in the function just like in Figure 4.1. Then, right-click the code in the function, and you'll see the menu that appears in Figure 4.3.
Figure 4.3. The menu that appears when you right-click the selected best word function.
In this menu, highlight Copilot, and you'll see the list of options shown in Figure 4.4. These options are the more commonly used features with Copilot.
Figure 4.4. A list of options that you can use with Copilot.
The last step is to select the Explain This option. The Copilot chat window will open, as shown earlier in Figure 4.2, and you'll get an explanation of the code. As usual, Copilot is non-deterministic, so your results will likely differ from ours. In fact, if an explanation is confusing you, you might try the /explain command again, or writing your own prompt to get a different explanation. As educators, this is the start of a dream come true, where learners will be able to ask for as many explanations as they need to fully understand how code works. Copilot explanations can be wrong. As with the code produced by Copilot, the explanations from Copilot can be wrong too. You might be thinking, wait, what's the value of a tool to understand code if it can be wrong? First, we agree that this can be really frustrating. However, Copilot's explanations are right often enough in our experience that they can be really helpful, particularly for understanding code basics such as the things we're teaching in these 2 chapters. Moreover, what learners historically did when they were confused about their code was to ask friends or websites about the code, which can lead to mistakes too. A way to help mitigate the potential for error is to ask Copilot for its explanation a couple of times because you're less likely to get grossly incorrect answers across multiple tries. Here's what Copilot gave us the first time we asked. The provided Python code defines a function named bestWord that takes a list of words as an argument, wordList. The purpose of this function is to determine and return the word from the list that is worth the most points. The function starts by initializing 2 variables, bestWord and bestPoints. BestWord is an empty string that will eventually hold the word with the highest point value, while bestPoints is set to 0 and will hold the highest point value found. The function then enters a loop where it iterates over each word in the word list. For each word, it calculates the point value of the word by calling the numPoints function, not shown in the provided code. The numPoints function presumably takes a word as an argument and returns its point value. If the point value of the current word is greater than the current bestPoints, the function updates bestWord to be the current word and bestPoints to be the points of the current word. This way, The function always keeps track of the word with the highest point value. After the loop has iterated over all the words in the list, the function returns best word, which at this point should be the word with the highest point value from the list. If the list is empty, or all words have a point value of 0, the function will return an empty string. To us, this is an excellent description of what the code does. It starts with an overall explanation of the code, and then proceeds to give more of a line-by-line explanation. Notice, however, to make full sense of it, you need to know important Python terminology and features. The explanation from Copilot refers to functions, arguments, variables, strings, loops, making decisions, if the point value, and returning. This explanation is quite useful if you understand the terminology, but much less useful if you don't. By the end of this and the next chapter, you'll know the main terminology and features of Python that you need to interpret a typical explanation from Copilot. Asking for explanations. The type of explanation that you get from the /explain command may not meet your requirements. For example, suppose that you want Copilot to explicitly give you each line of code and explain what it does so that you can more easily connect the code to its specific explanation. You can make that happen. Try this prompt. Explain that code again, but do it line by line. Give each line of code and the explanation of what it does. Doing so gave us a very detailed breakdown of each line of code, followed by its explanation. We encourage you to craft your own prompts if built-in commands aren't giving you the level of detail that you want.